Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I just heard that our favorite blogger, YouTuber, journalist went on John Yates's channel today. Now I'm just downloading the video just in case it gets taken down because you know these things happen. So, hey Bella. So I thought we might watch it. I've not seen it. I got no idea what on earth it's about, but it's going to be interesting. So I hope you can hear me all right. I hope everything, because I've got a new microphone here. My computer is just not liking doing multiple things at once at the moment, unfortunately. It is a 2012 Mac. It's on my to-do list. 2024 is hopefully the year I can get a new Mac, but you know, you just never know. Yeah. So we are going to have a look at this and see what happens. That's great because I've got a new microphone. I've got a wireless mic and it's just sitting here and it's plugged in. So that's the great part. All right. So let's have a look. I'm just going to close some windows here because that way the more windows I have closed, hopefully, that means the more I can do it. Yes, I know. Please be careful when playing the live stream. Yes, I know. But, you know, we've done this before. As long as we've, you know, as long as we very careful and stop, we're okay. So, first of all, I thought Yates had. I didn't think they were talking, which was the first thing that surprised me. I was surprised at that. I'm also downloading the video because just in case it has to be taken down. Katie Joy asks for the video to be taken down. I will have it, a copy of it. So this is what it says here. Okay, so first of all, we jumped in at 6:20:25. Then she talks about someone's built her channel by discreet and picking fights. Here she talks about the fact that she's a blogger. 7M. If you go to timestamp 6:27:56, she says we are bloggers. Have a look at that. We are bloggers. It's our job. But the anti-KJs talk about someone that I am not. Anti-KJ is brainwashed thinking I'm a spawn of Satan. You have to stay out of the drama. Oh, geez, I need a drink for this. 1 sec. Hang on. This is what she link me for StreamYard on my computer now. So then she talks about this. So she jumps in about 6:42, I believe. But in here, she says that they're bloggers, that they are supposed to talk about people. Hello. But I thought she was a journalist. Hello, if you're just joining, make sure that you say hello and introduce yourself. If you're one of my regular crew, welcome. All right. My virtual background's not liking things at the moment. So as I said, things aren't happy. You can see it now that I've got the green screen behind me. As I said, my computer's not very happy at the moment. So we're going to go to 6. I was watching this before, which is why I decided to come on live. All right, so here we go. And it's got some people that I've heard about on here at the moment. People that I've heard about that I don't know much about. No, Dom, I've just started, but I did point out that Katie Joy refers to herself as a blogger in the transcript down here. So, she's definitely, have they ever mailed? I don't know what's happened, but there's a whole discussion here. They're talking about Raycon. They're talking about, I don't know, all the anti-KJ people. I know that there are some people on here that aren't liked by people, and that's okay. Yes, KJ was on John Yates's panel. As I said, I thought they didn't like each other. But anyway, we're going to have a look.
Jesus, 4 or 5 years ago.
Can you hear that?
But yeah, we've both evolved, and
can you hear that at all? Let me know if you can hear that.
It is what it is. But she did help me out a whole lot with after.
Great. Just going to move on a little bit more. I think it was, I think she's on just around here. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to join your lawsuit. Oh, okay.
In fact, what I'll do, just so that we don't get done, is I'll speed it up a little bit. And you can see that he has put the link in. I got to go faster, don't I? Has put the link in for StreamYards on the side here so that she can join.
Shade. So much history. This live could last all night.
It might.
It was a 9-hour, 28-minute live, by the way. 9 hours.
We're actually kind of iced in, to be honest with you, so it might.
Oh, look at Cajun Brandy. She's even got a picture of Benevieve. Yeah.
Okay, I think she's coming in around now.
Do stuff for your members and like interact, but it's also like where a lot of the harassment comes from.
Not have a life, dude. You can't have a life.
I'll take those odds any day. Going into somebody's live.
There was a lot of it, MW. There was a lot. She's like, can someone?
Yeah, she's just about to come on now. Yeah, 9 hours.
Amping her
and
up.
28 minutes.
No, it was because Devin came on my live, and
she did, and she had it out with Devin because of that whole whatever. Oh, look at link me again for StreamYard.
You got it. It was because Devin came live and told me, and
yeah, so someone said this chat could go all night, but yes, I don't know how you could do it. You can't have a
that
life.
She got fired from the podcast, and then I'm going to join your lawsuit. Oh, okay.
Shade. So much.
Now, what Katie Joy says, I only seen the first couple of minutes of this, which is why then I thought I need to come live because we need to get this. And I have a feeling that if it's not, she might change her mind and want him to take it down. So I thought, well, we need to get that out there now and discuss it now.
History. This live could last all night.
It might.
It
could. We're actually kind of iced in, to be honest with you, so it might.
Oh, look at Cajun Brandy. She's even got a picture of Benevieve. Yeah, Jen was raging. I was in another chat for a little bit when I left here, and Benevieve, she's on one. She says she's off parole early. Effers, everybody watch out. Jen Bailey's on the loose.
I doubt it.
That's what she said.
So yes, I do know some of these names, and I do know that some of them I don't associate with or I don't watch.
So Ron Deadly's earlier today. She was sticking up for Amzy and she's trying to be friends, and she's just a bad person. Bad Jenny. Oh, and did you see her community tab, Sophie? She's talking to you, I think, today. Oh, no, you and Siwa. Yeah, you and Siwa, I believe. She's coming for you guys.
Here we go. Katie Joy has just joined. Here we go. Everyone got your seatbelts
Katie
on?
Joy.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm here. Hi.
You're here.
I gotta see what my which mic did I set this up on? Hold on a sec.
You can hear her son in the background, by the way.
I gotta get the right mic on. All right, there we go.
So did you hear her son in the background there? You can still hear him.
There's like a buzz. You guys hear that?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, who's got that?
Siwa is the buzzer, not the bee.
What buzz?
Someone says that they're fangirling over Katie Joy.
I don't know. I think it's just like kind of your background.
yeah,
Oh,
I hear
the AC came on. Could that be it?
that
I'll
might
mute
be
while
it.
y'all talk.
That might
I'll
be
just intervene when I can.
What's up, Katie?
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi. Welcome back to me.
Welcome back. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to me. But it's not her channel. Why is she welcoming herself back to a channel? It's not her channel. So it's bizarre behavior. I might take myself off here and make it all so you can see the screen bigger. You don't need to see me, do you? Is that better? All right. Welcome back to me, she says.
I haven't been on camera in a while, so
It's okay.
yeah. Someone said how I don't know how to use StreamYard. It's because I don't go live very much.
She doesn't.
And that's how you stay away from the drama. Is
Yes.
pre-record.
Yep. So I a couple years ago I made the decision to stay off lives because I felt like that's where a lot of the problems were on YouTube.
She had to go off lives because she lost that live channel to Tati. I do believe that she talks about the Chrisleys on here, and that's against her settlement with the Chrisleys, by the way. I hope 7M lawyers taking notes, because from some of the things people have been talking about, yes, it could be very interesting for her. And yeah,
I would agree.
And it sucks because that's also a good place to like interact with your audience, and it's also a good place where you can like, do stuff for your members and like interact, but it's also like where a lot of the harassment comes from too. So, and I'm not.
It's interesting because I don't get harassment, but I mean, I know I don't go live all the time, but I've never really had a harassment at all. So when I was doing it every night, admittedly, I'm not a big channel, but I've never experienced that.
A good person on live. I always would like react to people and like yell and just not.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody over here does that ever.
Like,
Never.
Yeah, I think
that's art.
I stopped like it was when you and Sherelle were still fighting.
oh
Like,
God,
that was like years ago.
Jesus Christ! What a walk down memory lane this is. But you and Sherelle were also fighting at the same time.
Yeah, but we're fine. I haven't talked.
Was she gonna say that they're friends? Now she's saying that they're fine.
No, me and Sherelle are also fine. We're okay. Like so.
Yeah. I have nothing against her.
In 5 seconds, John Yates and Katie Joy talking shit about Sherelle. Nope. We're both
Not
we're
even
both,
close.
we're
No.
both Sherelle. We're good.
Sherelle has her audience and she does her thing and she does a good job, and she's got like her whatever she does a good job with it, and she's got like very loyal viewers that watch it, and that's
absolutely.
That's great. I feel like
someone has actually said you're going to have to edit this part out and have it as a separate upload. I found John Yates through KJ after the Payden interview. Yeah, so interesting. So she did talk about him, did she, Bella? That's interesting because she's not supposed to at all. So we'll speed it up a little bit more.
Like when you're just new on YouTube, it's easy to get like kind of lost in all of that. And like sometimes it's like that spit you up and chew you up, like chew you up and spit you out kind of thing. Like when you're new and you're making a name for yourself and people that want what you have, they'll start like attack you and I don't know, make you feel like question what you're doing and make you feel insecure. And then they play on your vulnerabilities and on your insecurities. And then you start to believe it. And it just becomes very toxic.
But it's not as if Katie Joy does anything like that, does she, about other people? All right.
Now, that was a very, very roundabout way of explaining it because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It says I'm taking a screenshot of this panel for my memories. Legendary. Look.
I'm surprised when I walk into a chat, usually people hate me. So
no, you're getting like
welcome
mad.
Here.
Everybody's excited in the chat.
I know that I have like a huge following for Sister Wives, so that could be why. I don't know. I have such loyal people that watch me for Sister Wives. They're the sweetest viewers ever.
They are.
Look at Amzy. OMG, OMG, OMG.
I wish I knew all the past KJ drama, LOL. I feel half left out. They've just got to go to Reddit for that. One of the people asked KJ, really? That's interesting. Yeah, well, she should say that she shouldn't. The response should be, I'm not allowed to talk about it. You know, but anyway.
Is the buzz gone now?
What?
Is the buzz gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
I put my happy stick up. No, I'm just kidding.
As I said, I haven't watched it, so I've got no idea what this is going to do. Who else is on here?
You mean your squirrel?
Was it a squirrel, to be clear?
So you had asked about how these people started after me.
Yeah.
That was because I don't really cover Teen Mom anymore. I haven't in years. So I really moved away from that kind of content. I moved into I do more like polygamy and cults and sort of like cases around church related abuse and child abuse and that kind of stuff. And so
really, would you say that that's what she does?
I stay away from, sometimes I cover the Janelle stuff on my Instagram, but I don't really take her to my YouTube page. The Teen Mom stuff was so toxic because of this group of the Hatters. They're like a Twitter group of people that are like online Twitter bloggers, or they think they are. I don't know. And they're like diehard haters of the show. And they're very invested in these people's lives. Mm-hmm. And they hate them, but they love them. It's weird. But they harass the people from the show so maliciously. And yes, Rakin is one of the Hatters.
What? Seriously? Wow. So she's saying people don't like it because of Teen Mum. I had no idea. Like I discovered her after Teen Mum.
Oh, for all of us. She's been absolutely evil.
Yep.
Like whatever she was in y'all's community, she's that on steroids in this community.
I feel like in the last several years they've gotten worse, like way worse. And they've taken things to levels that have just gotten insane. Like Rakin is still in my community. I don't know if you're aware of that. I mean, she literally she is adminning in groups that are hate groups for me.
Well, I can believe that. Well, listen, like, okay, I don't know if anybody wants to pull up like her community tab as of late, but like, you know, she's all like about me and like getting.
All right, so obviously it's something about Rakin. All right, my interaction with Rakin has been nothing but pleasant. She does give out information. She did make the there's a trigger warning, is there, Bella? And the so I don't have a problem with her, to be honest. So I don't know.
Getting all this info and like being a real just coos is what she's been doing. So
but the thing is about Rakin is she'll dig into your life, but then if you dig into her life, she'll flip out. If you dig into their lives, they will call you a doxer.
But Katie Joy digs into everybody's lives too, doesn't she? And does the exact same thing.
Okay, what Katie just said, like, I just got word of her name, and within 5 seconds of me saying it, I've gotten 35 texts and 15 DMs about it. So
About doxing her?
I said her name was Marsha because somebody had sent me some information about who she is, and I said her name was Marsha, and I just showed it, like I got like 15 texts and 35 DMs, and then people are also getting DMs. So what you just said is so absolutely true.
So it says, yeah, someone wrote Marsha. There was someone to say, okay.
I mean, she'll have no problem when doxing all of your friends. She'll harass all of the people. I mean, these groups of people they used to like contact my parents. They would contact my brother, who I don't even really have a relationship with my family. So it's just,
Well, they prey on that.
Jesus Christ, how familiar does this sound?
They pile up on that. If they feel there's any kind of issues between your family, that is where they'll start digging, and they will add and send old clips and everything to
it's
make
just
that.
so funny because like I'm very open about what happened in my family. There's like I have nothing to hide. And it's, you know, it's just like part of what I do is talk a lot on my channel about narcissistic abuse and being a survivor of narcissistic abuse. And I'm the family scapegoat. And
all right, here we go. So let's see if the story matches.
So scapegoats usually exit left, you know, and there's no reason for me to like bring up animosity in my family. It's just, it's better for all of us that I don't have communication with them, you know, but they will prey on that.
Yes, they do.
And it's just, you know, I've had one of her people that's in those groups tried to take out a restraining order out against me a couple months ago in North Carolina. And she said I was stalking her, and I wasn't. I didn't even know who this girl was.
So some random.
Yeah.
Well,
you would know her name, but I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to.
I don't want you to say her name, but some random.
So, wow, they twist her story. They like to twist her own story, but KJ likes to twist her own story.
Random who you never talked to or whatever.
Yeah. She runs she runs all these hate groups for me, and she says that I have victims. So she says that she's helping victims of me because I make victims in my reporting. And here's the thing is that the people that I report on my channel are doing bad shit. You know, like Cody Brown is he's a polygamist man that has abusive tendencies. Y'all know this.
And by the way, since we're talking shop, Katie, like, okay, so Amos is like, 4 bankruptcies.
Oh yes, now she's going to dig dirt on the boyfriend of Mary, is it?
Or 4 divorces. What's the story on Amos?
Oh, you know what?
Hello, Short Order Cook. How are you going? You're just hearing Katie talk about how she's a victim of a narcissistic abuser, and how all her haters, and about how she's hated by everybody.
Honestly, that whole thing is being smeared. That's a smear campaign started by Cody. So I'm just ignoring all of it. And I'm reporting. And I'm like on my channel talking about what Cody's doing, because in the polygamous community, the men, when a woman leaves, they smear them, they smear their partners, and they go out of their way to ruin their lives.
But he didn't do that against like Christine's new husband.
Yes, he did. He 100% did that against Christine's husband. There was a series of stories that went out by the Sun.
I remember him saying.
Wait on, I mean that she's saying that there was a series of stories that went out by the Sun, but didn't she release the stories to the Sun? Because she reported it first? Wasn't it her report first? Remember, it was her story first, and she's cracked it because In Touch got the info, and now she's criticizing In Touch for doing what she did.
Saying how neglectful he was, and that he had to step in and be the father because the other father was bad news, and that he kind of like rescued her from that situation. And
there's all these random stories from the Sun that came out, like 911 call at David Woolley's house of a child that ran away, and like they dug into his late wife's suicide, and and all of that's Cody led. Cody will.
And again, where is the proof of that? How can you prove that that's what's happened? With that's where they got it from. That's all I want to know. Prove it.
Stalk them through the show. He stalked them through their family members. Guys in polygamy, when women leave, they put GPS trackers on their cars. They'll stick them in bags. I talked to someone that left.
So Amos,
Amos could have 4 ex-wives and a bankruptcy, and it wouldn't matter. He would still be better than Cody.
Oh, absolutely. Hands
you
down.
know.
Yes, Short Order Cook. I thought it was her that did it. I thought she was the one that leaked the information. I thought she was the one that did it to the Sun. And I wouldn't be surprised if she gave the information to In Touch. But That's just my opinion.
And you have to just, on my channel, what I said to this, my answer to this was, listen, Mary comes from a criminal community. It's a subculture that is built upon white supremacy and violence and subjugation of women.
Oh, we've got that chestnut again, have we?
And they do not believe in the law. The people that are in her family, many are criminals, many are lawless, many are abusive. And so anyone that dates her, even though she's extracted herself from it, she has a lot of people in her life that are very dangerous people that she loves, you know, right? Because she grew up with them, but they're still not good people. And that doesn't make her a bad person.
Oh, dear. Someone says, I have so much respect for you, Katie, and even more now that you're on John's channel. You have been through so much.
At all. It just means that she grew up and was groomed and almost trafficked into this relationship with Cody.
Oh,
and then
no, she hasn't. She's used the T word. Hasn't she learned anything from 7M? You just cannot throw around the T word. You just can't throw it around.
Became a trafficker for Cody by bringing in women into his family. And it's just such an, you know, that's a lot for any spouse or future spouse to come into. And so anyone that gets involved with someone like that has to understand the gravity of that. Mary herself has baggage. And so it's not to say that she's a bad person. It just means there's going to be people out there that will automatically not want to deal with her.
Everybody has baggage. Hands up, anybody that is baggage free. Because I'd like to know anyone that doesn't have baggage. If you've lived life, you've got some type of baggage.
Agreed.
And,
Thank you, Deborah, by the way. Go ahead. Keep going.
And I feel like with Amos, if he also has a complicated backstory, maybe the two of them together having complicated backstories can be support to one another. You know, if you both come from a place of having trauma or having issues or having struggles, you might actually have a lot in common.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes, he's not breaking the law. He doesn't have all these criminal convictions. You know, he wasn't a polygamist.
Correct.
So I don't believe that men get.
But isn't polygamy legal in Utah again? Like, so if it's been decriminalized, it's not technically illegal. It may be, there may be moral, ethical stuff to it. But hi, Bo. Okay. I thought it was, yes. It's been decriminalized in Utah, and the punishment is essentially a traffic ticket everywhere else. So that was in 2020. So as I said, just because, oh no, I don't believe it's off. Is it not working? Maybe it did turn off. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Oh, maybe I just muffled the microphone. Yeah, so it's decriminalized. So in Utah, it's like getting a speeding ticket. So It's just like, but just because you can doesn't mean that you should. But that doesn't mean for when she says,
into polygamy with saying that they have respect for women. I just don't believe a man that truly values a woman would get into.
Well, most of the men that are in it they don't get into it. They don't convert. Most of them,
right, they are born into it.
They're born into it. And so
that is true.
A sad thing about it is that as much as I hate the men, they're also victims of the cult. You know what I mean? So it's like some of the guys that come out of this, I have a lot of daughters of, I've got daughters of prophets that I talk to. I've got, all these people that are like in my community. And the sad thing is that some of the guys are just really good men, but then like the cult just in them. And then it's like one woman, her dad ended up leaving because he just got so tired of like hurting people, because that's what almost the cult demands men to do. And he just.
But how does he know that he's hurting people if he didn't know? Or am I trying to think legal? Am I trying to make her make sense?
Couldn't do it anymore. And he left. And he took some of the kids and was like, I can't do this anymore. This is not me. And that's rare for men to leave, but he left. There's good men that don't want to hurt. And then there's boys that are pushed out because they're competition to the dirty old men.
Didn't most of the brown kids, the boys, or like, didn't a lot of the brown kids decide to continue with polygamy?
None of them are.
Right.
And if notice, he has,
I don't think, like, not one of them. Not one of them.
Not one of them, no.
Following that path, yeah.
Probably without the exposure of that channel and all the people in the comments and DMs talking to them, they probably wouldn't have realized how different their lives should be. Like, I feel like that show helped them. That show helped them see that there's other ways to live and be happy.
For sure. I mean, the kids for sure got more exposure once they moved to Las Vegas and they were like put into public school and like.
Now, what's interesting is that they're talking about that, but don't you think that was the same with the Duggars as well? That they, through their publicity exposure, the kids realised that life was somewhat different, and so for many of them, they've changed the churches that they attend. I mean,
like they were out of the insular community. On the show, they would say, and even Peyton in John's interview, the thing about the brown kids that I think people don't really realize is that they don't even really, some of them, even though they're not in it anymore, I don't think they really have had time to deconstruct to really understand the chaos.
It'll take years.
Yeah, that was their lives. And so they'll say, well, yes, we were a cult, but no, we didn't have this, or it wasn't like that, or blah, blah, blah. And even on John's channel, Peyton said that, and he said it just so flippantly, like that his dad would hit him in the mouth.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said that.
What? See what?
Don't get mad. Don't get.
So, because she's obviously on here as the brown expert.
Bad, don't boot me. Don't block me.
He 100% said Cody said he would hit him in the mouth, and Peyton said I deserved it.
I've never liked Cody, but that definitely solidifies it because there's just
and Gwendolyn has said that he's paddled her to the point of bruises. And that's the thing that none of, like, the sad part is that, like, as much as I really, I cheer the women on for leaving, and I'm proud of them for leaving. There's a level of abuse that's just inherent in the culture that they'll never talk about. All of the moms spanked. They all used corporal punishment, 100%. Cody would have been instructing Mary as an enforcer if one of the wives wasn't doing it enough.
All right.
Well, and Cody always used to play the wives against each other. Everybody saw that all the time.
That's like all the polygamous men do that because they don't.
That's why it probably fell apart like it did. Because
I grew up with corporal punishment by a Christian mum, as someone says. The Amber Channel's on there as well. Interesting. All the people that are on here.
Because him using that to his advantage.
She's back on YouTube, is she?
Yeah, and what he did is normal. Like, and what is happening is normal. That's what I think people don't even realize is, like, if you go in and you start talking to people from this culture, which is the Apostolic United Brethren, almost every polygamous man has a favorite wife. He abandons all of his other wives. Most of the other wives just never see their husbands. They live in houses by themselves, and they're not really in the family, but they don't ever date. They don't go they're just part of his harem, but he doesn't even see them. Once they stop giving him babies, they're useless to him. And a lot of times the men
I.e. Mary.
Huh?
I.e. Mary.
Right. And a lot of times
So someone says, Katie is the authority on this stuff. She knows so much and has saved so many lives. As I said, you need to be able to back it up.
times the men only show up when mom is ovulating. That's it.
And what's crazy is in that religion, they're notorious for secluding the kids. Like I said, if it wasn't for that show, I don't think any of those kids would be out of it, because they're notorious for keeping the kids hidden from real life and outside of their religion.
Well, I mean, none of Christine's kids were even claimed by Cody as a father. He's not on their birth certificates. They're fatherless.
Which has to be very confusing and unsettling.
Well, and because of that, they're like the lowest on the totem pole. So Christine's kids were treated the worst out of all of them. Janelle's kids were treated the best.
I haven't watched that show in a long time.
Was the firstborn, so
I just think that Cody liked Janelle better than he liked.
I think.
Oh, and has had so many court cases against her. Yes, short order cook. Well, apparently she's going to spill some beans on the Chrisleys, which we know she shouldn't. So, but yeah. Yeah. Remember, and she said that she's the authority on Gypsy as well. So she's the authority of everything, it would seem.
Well, Janelle brought more money to the table. Janelle was held things in,
But from watching the show, like you could see, like his, when that episode, like when Cody's like, I'm going on a date with Janelle, and do I kiss her at the end? Like I don't know, go fuck yourself.
Oh, right.
Like, you could tell
she's not very attractive when she's overweight and stuff.
Well,
Cody was like still very much in love with Janelle, but I do believe that he did love Christine too. Even maybe it was because Christine was the first to leave, and if I would have bet on who was the first to leave Cody, I would have never guessed Christine in a million years. We know that Mary tried to run with Jackie over. It's
interesting that they're talking. As I said, she's going to correct them, I guess,
and that didn't work out so well for her. But
it's
well, they can't reply yet. Short order cook. And don't forget that the daughter's still around, and their kids are still around, and Lindsay's still around. There's nothing to stop them from sending her a letter from jail, or having their lawyer send a letter.
It's hard because in this culture, they don't marry for love. So, our idea of what love is and their idea of what love is aren't the same. So,
I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. All right, sorry. Yeah. But what is love? Love is something different to everybody, isn't it? I just had this discussion. What is love? What is love?
We can say, don't marry at all for love. Couldn't marry any of those women because he loved them at all. He married them because they would give him an increase to exaltation. That's the only reason.
They can provide.
Yeah. And so each woman is giving him something that he needs. And he chose Mary, right? Mary is how he got into the cult. And then he courted a woman that ended up breaking up with him, who was a teenager, underage. And then she turned 18 and then she dipped out. Then he married Janelle, but Janelle was actually married to Mary's brother. And with Janelle,
that's way too deep. Well, exactly, short order cook. I don't have the answers either as to what it is, but I can't sit here and say that who does and who doesn't marry for love and who doesn't, the reasons for marriage. I don't know. I'm not there. And I got no proof. I mean, you could say that Toad married KJ because he paid for a water heater for it. She was the golden goose. Remember? The goose that lays the golden egg. He wanted to marry someone to earn the money. Is that love? I don't know.
He wasn't attracted to her. He didn't even really like her that much, but she had a house and she was a good worker. Mm-hmm. He thought dollar signs. And if you look at their...
Just as what I was saying about Toad.
Financial history, Janelle was...
It was a business.
It was a business relationship, but it also became a sexual one because he was so inexperienced in his sex life before with Mary. They were both just innocent Mormon kids that knew nothing about sex. And then I've talked to a friend of Cody's that's explained this to me. Janelle came in.
What would you be talking about? Why would a friend of Cody's be talking about somebody else's bedroom? That's right, short order cook. I've got no proof, just like KJ. So she's spoken to a friend of Cody's that's given her the lowdown on the bedroom.
and taught him about sex. So Janelle was like the original Robin, basically.
It's crazy. Aren't they all split? Don't they? Didn't all the wives leave, or is Robin still there?
Robin is still left. Yeah, Robin is still there.
I kind of figured she would be the last one to leave.
But yeah, then Christine came in, but he didn't marry Christine because he loved her. Christine's dad is Rex Allred.
Christine had, like, you know, family lines, like, you know, she's like royalty.
And what's really funny is when they say royalty, you're like, yeah, your grandpa's a pedophile that went to jail for being a polygamist.
But that's royalty. And see, I'm doing such a wide life. Now you want to ask questions because Katie, like, damn.
What do they want to know?
I'm just fucking with you, Siwa. But like, yeah, no, like, I'm grateful for Katie's insight right now, and you know, she really
The Inexperienced Life of Young Mormons by Katie. That's right. I mean, let's face it, she's been quite open with the fact that she wasn't inexperienced when she got married. But remember, for a lot of religious people like that, they are inexperienced when they get married, and that's okay. A lot of our parents were the same way. They were inexperienced, but they managed to do something right because they had kids, right? If you're able to have kids, you must know something.
She does her homework on stuff.
I just have a lot of friends that are in the community now, and I like you and I just have such different like ways that like you don't get blocked by the women. I get blocked by them because I actually talk about the truth of like and I have like their family members that have left that to get them out that follow me, and so I'm like evil, right? I'm like the evil, like wicked.
I'm more like, you know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar approach. Like, you know, I would rather, and like, you know, I've gone through this over the years with cast members, like from like 90 Day Fiance, and like, you know, John, like, why don't you say this and why don't you say that? And like, you know, why would I piss somebody off and like then have them block me and like then not get that info from them, you know, that I could use.
I totally, you know, I understand it. I'm not trying to have honey with polygamists, I guess is what
I'm talking about 90 Day Fiance, not polygamy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I actually had a bunch of 90 Day Fiance people that follow. Laura still comments on my Instagram.
Oh, my God. Don't do
Her
that.
fiance is a part of our community and John's biggest fan.
Laura?
So, yeah. Interesting, right?
No, honey, sweetheart. Don't. Katie.
Incorrect.
Don't say her name.
Laura is like probably the most hated person from the show ever.
I'm sure she is.
Laura, Lita, and Laura and Lita definitely are.
I hated Jason, and then he passed away.
Oh, Jason was like insignificant. I mean, like, you know, and he helped me out. He helped me get my start, but
he was horrible. Like, I know he's dead, rest in peace. But he literally, my son is autistic, and he told me in messages that in his day, if I would just beat my son, I could beat the autism out of him.
What?
Again, we've got no proof that anyone said that. So again, show evidence.
Yeah. Yep.
The guy's not here to defend himself. He can't defend himself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off camera now.
Okay, so Katie, do you remember when Laura did her Where Are They Now special? And she said, oh, I got a new fiance. Here he is. And this buff guy came up on camera. Do you remember that?
Not really, because I don't watch 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, okay. It was a long time ago, but he's a part of our community and he is obsessed with John.
See,
I don't.
What?
Hi, have you just met me?
90 Day Fiance.
Oh, yeah.
You know who used to be obsessed with John is who was that blonde chick that was married to Jay?
Ashley.
Oh. She was obsessed with John for the longest
They were
time.
friends.
No, me and Ashley were real legit friends. Like, you know, like
Met in person, slept in the same
like,
hotel room.
No, like hung out, like spent weekends together. Like me and Ashley were, you know, it wasn't like, you know, me.
He's put real housewife of Orange County. So she's not really given us much history other than the fact that she's talking a lot about now she's relaying the words of a dead person. Oh, of course she has a censure order. She's you know, saying, oh, so and so is exactly
Being a blogger, and I met her once at an event. No, me and Ashley were very, very close. It wasn't, you know, we had a very different relationship, like me and Angela.
That for sure, like, can happen with people. Like, I've gotten really close to Christy Blanchard, who is Gypsy Rose Blanchard's stepmom.
Oh, there we go. We've got the name. We've dropped the name. We've name dropped. They're besties now.
Gypsy Rose from, you know.
I know who she is.
Yeah. So
just be quiet.
Oh, yeah. So I've gotten really close to Christy over the years. Like we've been really good friends for 4.5 years, and she's just the sweetest woman ever. And I've learned so much about like.
Now, interestingly, she stopped. The rumor is that she got a cease and desist by Lifetime for all the information she's spilling on Gypsy Rose, because there is actually a special coming out, a documentary being filmed about Gypsy Rose, and they've told Katie Joy to zip it. So I believe. So very interesting, isn't it?
I didn't know what it was like to be a parent that would have a child incarcerated, and like what that is like for a parent. And then she, has she was like in Rod's life and she was worked with Dee Dee, so she remembers when Gypsy was born, and she was dating Rod when Gypsy was 6 months old. And it's just like, it's been wild. But yeah, she's amazing. So it's weird sometimes when you like make that connection, and you're like, and like right now everyone's talking about Gypsy, and I don't really talk about her a lot on my channel just because I'm friends with Christy. But every once in a while someone will say shit, and then I'm up on my Instagram and I'm like,
oh, she just says that she's not really talking about it. Okay. Well, she can't, I believe. She's been given a cease and desist.
You like TMZ or whoever you are, like there's so many YouTubers that like are using her name and like clickbait, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, that's not me. Like
using her name. Hello.
I can probably go live and use like the current trending names, but I can't speak on people like I don't know anything about.
Gypsy's had a hard life, but she served her time, and she's like totally motivated to do what's right.
Is she going to be the same when Josh does his time? I bet she couldn't wait to let this all out. No, I bet she hasn't. But it's like her going live.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Good for her.
Yeah.
I have no issues with that. She, like I said, she did her time, and it's wow. You're going.
I don't believe there's been any remorse, has there? She's not remorseful over it.
Deep right now.
You're like, my mind is blown.
It wasn't.
Do you want to go back to Reagan?
Please.
Real quick, because you just mentioned Lita really quick. And she just got okayed for travel with her case.
She did.
What? Yeah. So I don't know. So she's traveling somewhere.
She can leave the country. I have no idea.
Who was Lita married to again?
Eric.
Who had a court case against John too, if you didn't know that.
Oh, well, Eric had one, Lita had one, Eric and Lita had one, then Eric and Lita had one against me and Sherelle.
And Janelle had one.
Wait, who is Eric?
Her husband.
The guy from the Marines. Or was
okay, yeah. Interesting. So John Yates obviously is getting sued by everybody as well.
the Marines? Yeah, I think he was.
Lita was married to Eric.
Remember they had the stepdaughter living in the apartment with them, and then
Lita. Oh God!
Yes.
Yes. It's Katie Joy Amber. Hi Amber. Yes, Katie Joy is here. Yes, let's say this. Katie Joy.
Are they still together?
This is a fantastic. What a great live, apparently. And Amber asks if it's KJ.
Yes, they are. She claims to be a doctor, which she's not. She got. Do you even know her charges?
Oh, Addie. Addie used to be one of my subscribers. She's the cute. Oh, Addie is the sweetest lady ever. She's like, she absolutely loves court cases and legal stuff.
Addie is one of my panelists, for the last 2 years.
And
Addie, she was just up there last night, wasn't it?
Addie just came here to Jersey to spend Thanksgiving with me and my husband.
Oh, Addie's the sweetest. She is she really digs into legal stuff and loves that kind of stuff.
She's very good at it.
Yes.
Addie says, love you, Katie. Love you, Katie. Always, hun. And apparently it says, according to someone, yeah. So, as I said, they're talking about rapists. I don't know. I don't have any problems with it. I mean, a lot of these people that they talk about, I don't have any issues with as such. So, yeah.
She's extremely good at it. She was like, I love you, Katie. She was all over my channel during Josh Duggar's trial and was constantly in comments and providing commentary. She was just she's so sweet.
Are you aware of Lita's new charges, Katie?
No.
3 felonies and a misdemeanor.
That's for fraud, right?
Theft, fraud, wiretapping, you name it.
She stole money from her employer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, to pay for her What was that car? Corvette. That, yeah.
Wait, she said she took the money for that?
That's how she bought it.
I don't know how. why and the reason behind it, but she got arrested.
This lot makes me laugh, so short order cook. I know it's quite funny. I it's a little bit enjoyable.
For three different.
It's got well, there's 4 things here. There's 1 misdemeanor. The misdemeanor is theft business setting. That misdemeanor A. The rest are misappropriate ID info, obtain money, and each felony fraud against financial institution. Value exceeds 500, but it does not exceed 10,000. Another felony, and then also wire fraud against a financial institution.
Is she using her like Instagram to plead her innocence, just like Jeffrey did?
Not yet.
Nope, she's still active in hate streams about John every time.
Yep, she sure is. With Rakin, by the way.
Calling him a scammer when she has all these charges.
Here's how you know that Rakin is like who Rakin is. Rakin takes the side of all the criminals. She literally, so this is what she does, and all of the hatters will to any other blogger that they would get one up on. I cover.
All right, let's have a look. Let's sit and watch. Let's see what we all do, okay?
Like cult leaders, guys that go to prison. I used to cover the C word, the family, the C word, but then he sued me and now he's in prison. The Chrisley guy. And
is that still going on, by the way? Can I ask you that?
The lawsuit? No.
It's done?
It's done.
Okay, it's done.
Yeah, it's over.
I was curious about that. He's in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail. Like, I really don't have a lot to say about him because honestly, that whole process was horrible for me.
You're not allowed to talk about him. That's the whole problem. You're not allowed to talk about him. They probably are all jealous. Well, I think they all might be. I mean, I think they are all jealous, She's got to be really careful what she says here. She said she talked about horrible men, including the guy, the C word. But as I said, if he's going to appeal, that looks like it could happen. And if he's out, then everything she said about him is incorrect.
But I will say that all the press that keeps coming out about him, it's just like PR propaganda. That's all it is. But they'll say like, oh, he won $1 million or whatever from.
Yeah, I saw one that he won $2 million him recently.
Prior to him, going into the clink, that was a lawsuit.
Yeah, but the problem is it has nothing to do with his criminal case. So it's not like, and he likes to conflate the two because he'll say that like, because they got evidence from the Georgia case, he likes to try to like use the Georgia case as like deflection from.
Oh, okay. Now she's the legal because you can't talk about him by law. What a crack up. Interestingly, now she's now the legal expert. Someone says he didn't have a reason to sue her. Todd sued you. Haha. And then someone says, I liked. Yeah. So anyway, she's PR. Yeah, correct.
The federal case had nothing to do with. I mean, it did have to do with taxes, but it mostly had to do with him defrauding banks. He went to prison because he caused small community banks to fail, like literally fail. There was 32 banks.
Okay, wow.
There was 32 banks, I believe, that he defrauded. He has a judgment with the government for $17 million. So when he's like, oh, we got awarded $1 million for this. Well, yeah, but you owe the Fed 17 million and they have nothing to do with each other. And then like one of the attorneys will put something out and it'll say his sentence got reduced. No, it didn't. In federal prison, it automatically, sentence reduction goes automatic for release dates at 85% of their sentence because that's the half that they have to serve. And if they don't have time added back on, that will be his release date, but his release date will change a number of times until his.
She thought she had legal flex when she had the tardy, correct? She thought she had legal flex. But isn't this interesting how now she's starting to talk about the case?
Actual release. It's not lowering just because he's been good. It's lowering because when he went in, they automatically said, okay, we're going to assume you get 85% of time. But they spin everything. He's really good at spin. Very good at spin.
I'm spinning around and out of my way.
He pays a lot to PR people, and then he doesn't pay his attorneys. I'm just saying.
Did you just say he doesn't pay his attorneys? Really? I'd be very careful what you say.
I don't ever talk about him because I'm not really supposed to, but.
There you go. She just said I'm not really supposed to.
Is that a Yowza background, John?
That was me, Yowza.
Oh, Cody.
She just said she's not supposed to talk about him, and then she is talking about him. Oh dear.
No, he beat me to the punch on that one. What came out? He's like, he watched the show. He loves that show.
Oh, it's so fake. It's so fake.
It's so like it used to be enjoyable, but now you could tell it's scripted. Just like the Mama Jane show.
Can I ask you a question?
Quit watching because of that.
I don't know if you want, like, can I ask you a question about it? Like, I don't know if you want to answer it. Like, I from what I heard, like that you befriended, like, the daughter that wasn't on the show, and she was giving you all this intel, and like that's why like he sued you. Can you like expand on that a little bit? And if you don't want to answer it, like you don't have to.
I will say like what I'll say without getting into specifics, but I wasn't being fed info by any means. Like,
I'm sorry if I misphrase that. Like,
yeah, no, I actually naively, I'm still really hurt by this one. I don't know why, but
oh, here we go. We're about to have the beans spilled on this. Now we're going to hear a story. She's trusting his lawyers. My understanding is that the evidence that was in his $1,000, that $1 million payout was actually linked to the criminal case. But hey, I haven't sat down and read them, so I can't tell you that.
I really liked her. And we were actually, I thought we were friends, and I don't think we ever really were friends. I think I was maybe a vehicle for her in some way, or an outlet.
Why didn't she want to be on the show or have any part with it? Like,
I honestly, it's so complicated. That's not my story to tell. Like, there's a lot in her and his background that is so complicated that she's never talked about, and I will never say it because it's not my place.
Okay.
Someone says Katie accidentally came up with the truth, not meaning to harm her friend. Oh dear. And Shorter says, but blah 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 blah. I'm so hurt, poor me. Exactly.
I respect that.
I think it's just
it's not my story to tell, but
she, unfortunately, he's a narcissist.
Oh, here we go, another one. How many times has she said that someone's a narcissist so far? I think everybody's been a narcissist that she's talked about so far. Her parents, Cody, Chrisley.
Malignant narcissist. Megalomaniac.
She's not supposed to talk about him, but listen to what she's saying about him.
Malignant, horrible narcissist. And he's vindictive and he's cruel. And the federal government said that he succeeded in witness tampering. And I was a part of that. And that's what happened.
Whoa.
She was a part of witness tampering, was she? She was a part of it, the witness tampering. Did she tamper with the witnesses? Is that what she's saying? Didn't you know, Joe? She's a psychologist too. Oh, of course, Shorter Cook. I'm starting to wonder if there's anything that she's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we met with the FBI. We met with the prosecutors, my attorneys. We had meetings with the actual people that were the people that were like doing the trial, like whoever the prosecutor was. My attorney met with them. We met with the FBI that investigated him because of the threats he was doing to me.
Oh,
and
they were his threats. I thought they were somebody else's threats.
I actually reported witness tampering to the FBI.
Wow.
Well, yeah. He supposedly got a new trial. Like he
did not get a new trial. That's more propaganda.
Well, that's what Savannah said on her. I think it was
Savannah is his puppet. She's his puppet.
Oh, okay.
So it's really sad, you guys. In my opinion, he's not a good person.
Oh, she finally said it in her opinion. But she's not supposed to talk about him. She could have easily had said, I'm sorry, I can't talk about this. That's what somebody would have said.
And I was targeted because I had a relationship with her and he wanted my communications with her. And he didn't get a new trial. Savannah she did a video or whatever podcast and said that his appeal has oral arguments. That's nothing. Josh Duggar's appeal got oral arguments. Less than 2% of appeals are actually successful. He will 100% not get a new trial. There is no evidence that will counteract what the federal.
Oh, now she's the legal expert again. Katie the hero. She just said he definitely won't get a new trial. Can we mark this down? Everyone mark down this. If she says if he gets a new trial, watch out. She'll deny it.
Government had. The jury had conclusive evidence to convict him on all counts. It was a rock solid case. He and his business partner testified about the fraud. And he intimidated his daughter so much that she ended up testifying as a witness for him, but she was supposed to be a witness for the feds. And I got in the middle of that. And so what happened is
hang on. Have a listen to what she just said there. I know I haven't played it back often. Have a listen to what she just said.
Then they automatically said, okay, we're going to assume you get 85% of the time. But they spin everything. He's really good at spin. Very good at spin. He pays a lot to PR people, and then he doesn't pay his attorneys. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I don't ever talk about him because I'm not really supposed to, but
was that yes, you should. What she said was that witness tampering, and she was supposed to
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we met with the FBI, we met with the prosecutors, my attorneys.
Sorry, I've just got to go back to here, but she said something. She said he witness tampered so much that she was supposed to, that she ended up being a witness for him, and she should have been a witness for the defense. He is the defense. I'll point it out when she gets there again.
We had meetings with the actual people that were the people that were like doing the trial, like whoever the prosecutor was. My attorney met with them. We met with the FBI that investigated him because of the threats he was doing to me, and what I actually reported witness tampering to the FBI.
Wow. Well, he supposedly got a new trial. Like
he did not get a new trial. That's more propaganda.
Well, that's what Savannah said on her. I think it was
Savannah is his puppet. She's his puppet.
Oh, okay.
So it's really sad, you guys. He's not a good, in my opinion, he's not a good person.
She is saying that she dobbed him in or something. Yes, that's right. She's saying she's the hero.
And I was targeted because I had a relationship with her and he wanted my communications with her. And I've never even disclosed the stuff that she's told me that, yeah, he didn't get a new trial. Savannah she did a video or whatever podcast and said that his appeal has oral arguments. That's nothing. Josh Duggar's appeal got oral arguments. Less than 2% of appeals are actually successful.
It's interesting. Again, and the other thing, she's come on as a expert. She's talking as somebody that's an expert on all of this.
He will 100% not get a new trial.
She said he will 100% not get a new trial.
There is no evidence that will counteract what the federal government had. The jury had conclusive evidence to convict him on all counts. It was a rock solid case. He and his business partner testified about the fraud.
Now have a listen to this. Have a listen to what she says here.
And he intimidated his daughter so much that she ended up testifying as a witness for him, but she was supposed to be a witness for the feds.
I think she said was supposed to be a witness for the feds, but it sounds like for the defense. So she's not very clear, because my first thought was she said for the defense. I think she is trying to say the feds, but she's hard to understand.
And I got in the middle of that. And so what happened is he started playing with her mind, and it was really sad when it was happening. I cried so many tears over this. I've never been so heartbroken in my life. I felt like I lost like a sister. And it was more like
oh dear, she thought she lost a sister.
I'm older than her, so I kind of felt like a big sister to her.
You were protective.
Very protective. I still am. And like
someone says here, she speaks facts of the court system. But people, she's not a lawyer. She's not a law student. She's not anything.
I feel so sad because it's like, I don't think she's a bad person. She has said terrible things about me. And, you know, she's like been very vocal about like trying to say the government was overreaching with her dad. And it's just, you don't understand. This man is so scary that.
But the other thing is, most kids would support their dad. That's how I look at it. If, you're always going to support fam. There's a saying that blood is thicker than anything. And so if she's cocky, she's really saying a lot and thinking she's clever by saying nothing. And she's playing both hero and victim at the same time. Correct. Yeah. But most people I know, regardless, would always support their family members if they got in trouble? Well, I know that I would.
They threatened her with all kinds of things, so she felt like she had to. Or
well, the government said that there was witness tampering, like successful witness tampering with her. And that's like half the reason why I got tangled up with him, is because I was calling, yeah, she is controlled. She's 100% controlled. And he wanted to isolate her, basically, is what happened. Like, she had left and like disconnected from him, and he wanted to isolate her from anyone that might.
So now he's saying that she's controlled. She's saying a lot here for somebody that can't talk about him. Just saying.
Try to help her and offer her support and offer her an ear. And
so that's how you became a target.
Yeah. Yep. And nothing that I reported was what was in his trial. Everything I reported was exactly what was in his trial. It was actually what she testified to, and what his, like, he said, "Oh, you called me gay." Well, his partner testified on stand that they had an affair.
Oh Lord.
You know, so my.
Really? I don't recall that. There's video of her saying that he's that. Does anyone remember that coming out? Because that would have been, I'm certain that would have been big news, you know. What are your thoughts? Oh, yes, it is. There is something here that fires back. His business partner said, apparently Todd Chrisley said if he was going to have an affair, it wouldn't be with his former associate. So what's insulted me is that out of the 54 years for me to finally be accused of being with a man, it would be with somebody who looked like Mark Braddock, Todd said sarcastically. A toad. Someone that looks like a thumb. Correct. I agree, Joe, but Katie is making out that Chrisley was tampering, controlling, harassing witnesses, and then using that to get herself off the hook. And then they've said that Todd and Chase discussed it. I'm just looking at something that said that the story has changed multiple times. So, you know.
Stuff wasn't.
Cody just asked me, like, ask her if he's gay.
Everybody assumes he is, and if his business partner got there and said that under oath, ooh.
I don't really, like, that was just something she would never talk about, and I never pushed the topic. It was never a situation where it was like, let's bash on your dad. You know what I mean? It was more like, if she needed to talk about her trauma or just her pain. We both had dads that were kind of assholes, so we like really could relate on that. And
yes, her toad, maybe. And again, now they've put it out there that that's what he is.
We both felt like square pegs and round holes in our families, and so we would just both vent to each other. And so when he succeeded, it took him 2 years to get her to turn on me. It was relentless.
Oh dear. I mean, as I said, at the end of the day, they're family.
And it took him suing me to get it.
And they're family, and you know,
done.
There's no telling what he was threatening her with. You know, like.
Oh, I know what he was threatening her with. I know what he's done to her. It's horrible.
That's crazy.
He is a violent man.
Well, maybe.
Oh dear. Now we've got more. Oh. No, Katie, you were milking her for all she was worth. Katie pretended. Oh, now she's saying he's right. So we've got Cody trafficking. So we've had the trafficking with Cody. Now we've got Todd as being a violent man. She's pulling out all the big guns here.
I guess he's in the right place then.
Yeah. So whenever there's all this stuff that goes out about him, and I'm not supposed to talk about him, but whatever. I get so aggravated that there's these media outlets that feed it, like, oh, Savannah said this or whatever. And my heart goes out to her, honestly, because I don't think she even understands.
Right.
And she's like, she reminds me of like the Duggar kids, where it's like Stockholm syndrome, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't even know what you don't know what you don't know. But he caused community banks to fail. He stole over $30 million.
That's insanity.
It has nothing to do with not paying his taxes in Georgia. But because a FBI or a Georgia search warrant executed by the Department of Revenue in Georgia provided them evidence for the case, he conflated the two together. So they ended up having to throw out the evidence from the Georgia Department of Revenue from the case, but the FBI did a search warrant on his computer and they found.
So that's twice now that she said that she's not supposed to talk about him and is continuing to talk about him. Seriously.
All of it on his computer. So it was like they had the hard copy, like cut.
Has she just breached her settlement obligation? Because I thought that if you couldn't talk about them, you can't talk about them. And what she's gone on for about the last 40 minutes talking about him.
Cut and paste. He literally had bank statements and he cut numbers and he like pasted them, like taped them onto a piece of paper. And then he would fax them to like Merrill Lynch or whatever, or whoever it was. Like he told one community bank he had $4 million in Merrill Lynch or something like that. And he had negative $17.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
And that's the thing is like, what kind of disenchantment the media is? It's like, why do we feed the propaganda machine of what Santa says?
Because
What? Well, we're not going to listen to you.
it's because she's pretty much like the face of the family now that they're arrested.
But they're a family that's a criminal family.
That is true.
And so why do we care? It would be like, they should just go away the way a lot of the Duggars have. Like, I don't talk as much about the Duggars unless we're talking about actual shit that's happening. That's not, I refuse to feed the propaganda machine. And it just, the tabloid sensationalism of that specific family bothers me. It's like, how can we continue to give these people platforms when we know that they stole $30 million?
Wow.
Yeah, but with the way the celebrity world is, kind of like how P. Diddy has all these horrible things tied to him, right? People still, like, he still has that for him, he still has power.
But he's never been arrested. I mean, he's been arrested, but he's been acquitted. Like, I'm talking about people that have actually been convicted, are incarcerated.
But Joe, what do you know? It's not like you are a learned lawyer or anything. I know. Yeah, I know, Bo. Hey, it's not as if it's not as if I'm studying law or anything. But yeah, I don't know anything. It would seem. And Short Order Cook says, KJ, I can't talk about him. 40 minutes later, she's still talking about him.
He's bankrupt. And he's
have a lot of people that try to clean up the mess and like.
Oh yeah.
Self-put truth out there.
And that's what happened to me.
Yes. Yeah. So it's kind of hard for a lot of people to get the other side out because anytime it is put out there, it's taken down out of fear of threats.
Yeah, because he literally will sue anyone. He reminds me of that. There's this dude on YouTube called Jonathan G. He's like,
I'm looking forward to.
Huh?
Some look forward to. I keep talking. I'm sorry.
Do you know Jonathan?
No, you said he was. That's why I said, well, some look forward to.
Yeah.
Wow. This clip of referring to Todd should be sent to Savannah. She's not supposed to speak of him. That's right. She's not supposed. Tonya. Hello, Tonya. How are you? That's right. She's not supposed to speak about him. And she's referred to him as being violent, controlling. She's blamed him for breaking up the friendship between him and between her and Lindsay. You know, it's bizarre.
Oh, there's Sheila in your chat. I love Sheila.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that started out in your chat that is in this quote unquote 90-day John Stewart working.
Oh, because I sent you some of my people. That's why I see some of them here. Oh, I love that. I love Sheila. Sheila's the cutest.
She's sweet. She's been very much there.
She goes, yes, that was shade up. I don't know what she's talking about. Jonathan loves you. Oh, I don't even talk to that guy anymore. That guy's crazy.
Oh, the Unirock guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people from his crew or people that discover him too, part of like over here. It's like a whole.
Yeah, he tried to he got involved in my life thinking that he was going to stop these people, and really, he doesn't help. I'll just say that.
Oh, Unirock. Now is she gonna trash Unirock now?
Who's really still streaming this live? Like, Jesus Christ.
Who's streaming you live?
I won't even say it, John. Don't even say her name that attention.
I'll put Unirock lost his shit. So a year or so ago, oh, that's so stop. Unirock, I don't know, he really bothered me because he had this Discord and he was really easy. And he would really.
Oh, now we're going to hear about the whole doxing thing, are we, again? Oh, here we go. See what version we get this time.
Rely on his moderators to do basically all of his work. And he was covering the story about this woman named Dre McCrae and her husband. Oh. And he wasn't doing any work on his own. Oh my God, who is that?
That's the woman streaming my live right now on Rumble.
So there's somebody that says apparently that person is streaming his live on Rumble, apparently.
Stage who it is.
I just wanted to feel. I want her to feel.
What? There is somebody called. There's somebody called their broke Graham Cracker. I don't think he's going to go broke while KJ's getting all these cease and desists. I think he's going to be doing really well. Oh, I've got some news after we've done this, so stick around.
So keep going, Katie.
She actually looks pretty in that picture. Actually,
tell me what her name is in the chat.
It's based off of Laura. When Laura was on 90 Day, she had bought something at the adult store, a certain cream. Yeah, that's what she's named off of. This lady that you're looking at there, she named herself based off the cream.
She's beautiful. I love her voluptuous breasts.
Yes.
Someone will clip that and be like, Katie said that she loved
put it on a loop now for years.
She's going to use it for her intro. Katie Joy loves my breasts.
You know she is.
You might put your face on a mask and wear it. I mean, she does.
Well, you know what? I am bisexual, so.
Well, so is she.
She threw that in there. I was waiting to see whether we were going to get there. We did. We got there.
Katie?
I will definitely say I will not be down with her.
Well,
Are
there
you
is one
sure?
other thing. There's one other stipulation is her mattress smells like cat urine. Is that?
I actually think the girl that she's sitting next to with the black face, like from like
No,
not
she's pretty. Yeah.
black face, but you know what I mean, like the
blacked out face.
blacked out face.
Katie Joy is not here because of Geneva. No, she's
Who is?
she's here because she's.
Oh, is that your stock?
She
Katie.
is about her.
Hello,
Very good.
Laura. How are you, flying mum? Yeah, good. I'm glad you're listening. This is crazy. Like, and the other thing is, they're all over this live is all over the place.
That's why John's been live for 7 hours and she's been there for every minute of it.
So every time
Oh,
John
well,
goes live-
I have an entire community that's probably live streaming this into their Facebook group right now.
Oh, so
Oh,
we all have
hi.
to comment.
Hey,
Go on,
guys.
Hey, my cash app is John Yates 327. So send me some money. Since this is being like
I have never done that. I've never done that.
I can't.
They're
I mean,
sending Geneva threats. Katie, have you ever heard of a woman named Geneva?
Never. Mm-mm.
There we go.
the reason they're all losing their mind is because of the snake-in, which is Reagan, because the snake-in's going to get exposed, and they don't want that. When all snake-in does is expose all of us, dig into all of our family life, do FOIAs, dig into essays, and dig into everything she get her grubby little paws on. But if she's
But she'll get so mad if you do that to her.
exactly because
Marsha.
Marsha. Hey, Marsha. Marsha.
So, yeah, so they've got. Yeah. I don't agree with calling anybody out, to be honest with you. You know that I don't do that. And, yeah.
Marsha H.
Don, you're going to get a clip of Marsha, just to piss her off.
They say that I dox people all the time, so I'll really.
Well, that's
Marsha
Well, then
Hockenberry.
you're on the right channel, Katie.
Marsha Hockenberry. Marsha sis Hockenberry.
Oh, well, then
You
there you
got
go.
a call on line 4.
There you go, Katie.
She just. Wow. It's pretty low.
Oh my.
Marsha Hockenberry, you have a call on line 4.
Oh my God.
You know, sometimes it's so easy to be petty and stoop down to everybody else's level. But just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And, you know, they could have been the bigger people here. But where they've just stooped down to that level.
Breaking news: Katie Joy and John Yates hook up and dox people together. That's that news at 10.
They terrorize the YouTube community together.
Well, you know what, Katie? It's about time the two most hated people on YouTube just synced up, and
I don't think I'm that hated anymore.
You
am
are.
I?
you
Am
are.
I?
You know you are. You know you
Well,
are.
I'm hated in that little.
You know you are. Come on.
I'm little like I think I'm hated in that little subset, but I have 362,000 subscribers.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
You're gonna have
Like, you know, send them my way. By the way, like, you know, I only like a handful of subs.
okay, so in order for that to happen, you cannot curse people out anymore.
Okay.
You can't use the N-word ever again.
Okay, that was one time I read a comment.
I know, but plan on that, correct?
We've all had that talk with him many times. That doesn't matter what
That was,
reason you
that
go
was like
through.
3 years ago. One time.
Hated all the way to the bank. Yes, I love this. Although I will say I just want to like give a shout out to my followers and my subscribers and because there's a bunch in here, but I just want to say something like I love my subs. They are loyal. They are like hitting the like button the minute I upload. They are like so passionate about the content that I cover. They have such good hearts. They're so compassionate. They're so empathetic. I just love my tiny little community of people. And it's not tiny, but it feels tiny to me because like I see the same people every hunting and message from someone and it's like Katie videos have like helped me tiny shots.
Sorry, I had to. You said tiny. I had to. Go ahead, keep going.
Like you've helped me like expose fundamentalism and now I've left fundamentalism and it's like yes, like thank you. I don't care if I make $1 if I can just help anyone, you know. And like the cool thing,
She doesn't care if she could make $1. Hello, Vidandra. Oh, dear.
is that last year for polygamy I was able to donate $3,500 from Without a Crystal Ball to Holding Out Help to help victims escape polygamy. And I was able to help them reach their fundraising goal for the year of 2023 so that they can hire a counselor to help victims.
Hang on a minute. Isn't that a higher amount than what she said? I don't know. Wasn't it 1,500? I don't know.
That's amazing, but I want to know like what the rest of the rules are for me.
Oh,
take the picture down. Step 1.
Okay, step 1, no more cursing.
Okay, got that.
Step 2, you can't be racist.
Got that. Okay.
You can't be transphobic because everyone says you're transphobic, even though you're gay.
Next.
I love all my bots. They're compassionate. They're lovely. I don't care about money. Blah blah blah. So he's allegedly transphobic, even though he's gay. Oh dear. JYKD left her haters in the dust for the most part, which is what you need to do. $signs, $signs. It's a wonder she hasn't talked about the fact her Facebook page got hacked, or is it because it was a stage tact and she's really making money off it?
I don't know, why do they say you're transphobic even though you're gay?
Yeah, that sure wasn't.
They also say I'm homophobic, and I suck dick.
I don't understand that.
I suck dick every night, but I'm homophobic. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, let's talk about Suzanne. Suzanne, someone said some lady named Suzanne says Katie Joy stole her story. Weird. Holly Spackle. Oh, Holly hates me. Holly hates me.
Oh, here we go. She's going to talk about Suzanne. Oh, here we go. Ooh, here we go. Ready?
Holly Spackle hates me. She's in the chat.
Hey, Holly Spackle.
Holly Spackle used to make videos about how much she didn't like me. No, was she a uni person? She just did not like me. She's from like the atheist.
She doesn't hate you.
Oh.
Holly Spackle says, never I made a video about you, Katie Joy. In fact, I defended you against Steve, is what. No one left to pick on but that chat section. Exactly. Short article.
You don't hate me? I love you, Holly. You used to hate me.
Oh, look at that. You're mending fences.
Oh, you never made a video back? Oh, you defended me. Okay. I don't say that person's name. A person can be gay and transphobic, she said. Okay. All I know is when I showed the video from Peyton's video on my channel, I had to do like a classifying thing. Like, okay, I'm not saying that I love John. Like, here's the video because some of my fans were like, we hate John, you know? So I am just always like, here's the interview. Like, I'm not here to debate what John is saying. Let's focus on what Peyton is saying. You know what I mean? Because like, it's the same thing as like with me and you. Like if I came on here and everyone hated you, they'd be like, or everyone hated me, you'd probably be like, all right, let's like be nice, but like, it's not about Katie kind of thing.
I hate seeing I meant about Katie. Okay.
Huh?
I have a much more welcoming crew because Katie, like, you know, you've been here and like, you know, everyone loves you in the chat. Like not one person is like anything bad about you. Not even Holly Spackle.
Yeah. Holly Spackle used to.
She says she hates me.
I'm mad about Katie. Yeah, that's
just transferred her hate for Katie onto you, isn't that nice?
Okay, I apologize.
I'm a B.
You said SEM, and I'm the only SEM in the chat. So
why does she hate Swea?
Siwa.
Siwa?
I'm Siwa.
Oh, Steve. Okay, like we don't. So the person she's talking about is my actual stalker.
Oh, Steve.
Her actual stalker. I thought it was somebody else. Hang on a minute. Didn't you just say that Todd? Oh, I'm confused.
Not Siwa. Oh, Steve McRae.
Shh, don't.
Too late.
Oops, I'm sorry.
Wasn't me.
I was all excited because I know that name.
I never talk about him because now he'll tweet about me for 47 days.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
I knew
he will use itself and say that I said something about him. And yeah, that man has been my favorite. Almost 5 years. I'm his.
Katie, I did the paid interview. Like when you were covering it on your channel, people were saying, "What about me?" Like,
Oh, okay. So, here's the thing. I don't know what your channel demographics are, but my channel is like heavily, it's like 97%, 96% women.
Mine too.
Okay. Lots of survivors of.
Moderators on that chat must be working overtime to keep the comments off. Correct. I can't believe.
Of cults and trauma and
that does not come up in my analytics. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying like based on like who's watching my content, and there are a lot of very feminist women, you know, and I love my feminist women, by the way. There's just a lot of people that want to divide YouTubers, is all I'm going to say. And I don't allow that to happen on my channel. So I also tell my audience that like, just because someone says something one time, I'm not gonna get mad at them. Like, it has to be a pattern of behavior. Just because you don't like what someone did, like, you don't have to watch them. Like, let's stay on track here. Like, there's just some people that will get so.
How can she talk about that when she doesn't do lives? That's wrong.
So angry at whoever, and I just refuse to be that YouTuber that doesn't have relationships with people just because the crowd says I can or can't. So I just try to be neutral, like, chill out. And if you're going to unsubscribe to me because I'm nice to someone on YouTube, bye. We should all, like, I don't like when people force you to pick a side, unless it's like something horrible, like Cody Brown. Like, everyone can agree he's a piece of crap. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in him. I barely watched the show, but I always thought it was very creepy, and he was creepy.
Yes. So for me, it's like John has done some stuff that's like over the years we've had our issues, but I don't believe in holding grudges against people in this industry. I also don't believe that having fights with other bloggers is helpful. I don't believe that. I also don't subscribe to this idea that you just because you talk to someone means that you are
Friends.
not friends. I mean, like, that you're condoning everything they are.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, she's kept on track tonight. It's all about her correct short order cook, and we know she likes to have the focus on that.
Every single thing they've ever said, you co-sign for it all.
Correct. Like, that's asinine. And people on some people on YouTube can be very black and white. Like, if you talk to John, oh, you must hate so and so, or you must be X, Y, and Z. And John could probably say the same for me in the past about things he's heard about me.
Well,
Tanya says I only block people that don't agree with you. That's actually not true. I have a lot of followers that don't agree with me on my content. And on YouTube, I rarely actually block people. The only people that get blocked are people that are like porn bots. Like, lately, someone has been porn botting me. Do you ever get those comments where it's like
no,
yeah, the comments in the chat.
Yeah, like the butts, and they're like, "Hey, it's spicy tonight" or whatever. Like, I don't know. Someone is porn botting me right now. I don't know who's doing it.
What? What's she talking about? What's she talking about? If they were porn botting her, wouldn't they be porn botting everybody? Oh dear. So she got on here at 6 hours and 40, and it's 7 hours 40, and she's on till the end, I believe.
Yeah, people disagree with me, and all the time on my channel, and I don't care. If people disagree with me, I will. The only people that bother me is like if I do something different on my channel. For instance, if I'm learning new editing right now, and I'll try new things on my channel, and some people cannot handle change. So it's like I'll add a sparkle, and then I'll get a comment like, "I hate your sparkles," and I'm like, "I just spent 5 hours making this video."
Well, you can't make them all happy. Someone's going to complain no matter what you do.
I know.
If you didn't add things to the channel, why don't you ever add anything?
I know, that's what I say to them. I'm like, well, if I don't add things, like, you guys are going to get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Sparkle, she spent 5 hours adding sparkle to a video. What? Five hours?
Like, yeah, no, I have a lot of people that will leave opposing views, and I welcome that on my channel. I want to hear people learning different. For instance, I'm on Sister Wives. I'm not a fan channel. Like, John loves some of the ladies. Like, you love Christine, right? Yes. Okay. So I'm not a Christine lover. I'm not a Christine hater. I'm just neutral. And so I actually, if I was going to pick a favorite right now, and the redemption arc and how they're acting, I actually marry the best right now. It doesn't change what's happened with any of the kids by any means.
I thought she hated Mary. I thought she was Team Christine. Can anyone keep up with this? Because I'm struggling here.
But I think her personality is the most relatable to me.
Well, I always had a soft spot for Mary. And,
yeah, I just like that she's a straight shooter and that she's not overly flowery.
You know,
huh?
Not really a straight shooter. I would disagree with you on that one. Not really.
If you watch her on Instagram, she is for sure.
Mary was one of the first people that ever came into my live on Periscope a decade ago when I was talking about the show, and I've always liked Mary. You know, she's had a rough go at it. You know, not having the kids that Cody, then having Leon, formerly known as Mariah, come out that way. Like, you know, I had Jackie Overton like harass me because I had Mary on my Periscope. I don't know. I do feel for Mary. I'm happy that she moved on, but I feel like, you know, Mary over the years has just been like trying to do whatever she could to like get back in Cody's good graces, and you know, we all saw how that worked out.
So someone said, can you expand more about Mary being trafficked into marrying Cody? I want to respond to what you just said. I have become friends with a couple of people that grew up with Mary, and
KJ keeps fighting, man. Oh. She's saying Maria saying KJ still has me. Oh, some people are saying that KJ's blocked her in the chat, and then they're asking for more information about the fact of Cody trafficking Mary. I mean,
that know her family, and to say that Mary comes from a tough upbringing is like putting it mildly. As far as I know, there was a lot of abuse in her house, and her dad was very vicious. But that is so standard in the fundamentalist groups that she probably doesn't know any different, you know? And brutality is just normal in that culture, you know? And she was taught.
She is acting like a celebrity with Andrew. She's loving all the attention, isn't she? Oh.
To be a first wife. And I recently, someone reached out to me that's in her family. And I've even talked to her sister in the past, Elaine. But recently someone in her family reached out to me and they just said that like she was already out of the family by the time the show was on, basically. Like she was so far removed from them by that point, and it was just like she had to go in and play a part.
Well, I can believe that because, you know, she wasn't giving the kids. Like, you know, she could not give, you know, when the show started, Janelle already had 6 kids and Christine had 5 with pretty much Truly. So, yeah.
Did you know, one of their friends told me that they don't think that Cody and Mary like really knew how to have kids until Janelle showed up. They weren't sure that they knew how to put it in the right place.
What in the
world? I mean, like Logan was.
She didn't just say that, did she? She's. Oh. And then they're saying that they want it back on subscribers only because apparently there are people annoying them.
It's the firstborn, so
yeah, and he didn't know how to do it until Janelle came around.
That's gotta be demasculating.
He apparently likes the backside.
Oh my.
Allegedly.
Yes.
She has not just gone there, has she?
Allegedly, everyone.
This is literally coming from a friend of theirs that was like 35 years of being a friend. So I go there. One of the things
was come the friend 35. I don't think they'll be friends anymore.
That was put AUB, and I don't know if people want to go there right now, but we'll go there. You're 7.5 hours into this, so let's go there, bitches. They were really into colonoscopies. There was this leader in their church named Joe Thompson. He was a brethren, and he's actually Mitch Thompson, Aspen's husband's grandfather.
Oh no, she's gonna.
Okay, so Joe Thompson was.
Did you hear how excited though she got about saying that though? She thought that was great. Of course she is.
A brethren that he was one of the people that did the marriage sealing. He also convinced people in the church that they needed to do colostomies or I don't even remember what they're called. They're not colonoscopies. They're like, it's when they push a ton of water up your anus. It was like,
oh no. Enemas.
Really big in like colonics. Thank you, colonics. They were really big into colonics. So when Joseph Thompson, he basically convinced all of these women and these men in the cult to come to him for colonics. And then while he was giving the colonics, he was sexually abusing the people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And Joe Thompson also practiced this belief that he was the bloodline, that get a bloodline from Jesus. It was his duty to have sex with his children.
Okay. Again, this is what somebody's told her, is it? Is it?
And so he sexually abused his children. And
oh, they took it down. It's been taken down. Guess what? Guess what, people? I downloaded it. Just give me a moment. I have it here. Hang on a minute. Just bear with me for a moment. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen, so I came prepared. I actually downloaded the video because I thought she'll not want this to get out. Nope, so now it's not going to play. Oh, that'd be right. Yeah, I don't know where she was going with that. That was just bizarre, really. Anyway, so he's taken that video down, funnily enough. What do you think about that? I think you're right, short order, because there is no boundaries there. So what I'm going to do because I'm going to save it as a private myself. So, I mean, it's going to get her into trouble. I have no doubt that that is going to come back and bite her. You know, she did say at one point she was getting a drink. She needed a drink before she spoke. Had she just tried the amber fluid and did it take over? It's not because of her he takes everything. Oh, really? He does it all the time, does he? Yeah, it's just not now. It's just not opening at the moment. So we'll have to come back to it, I think. You can't play it now. But anyway. But I think, in all fairness, I think we saw enough of it. I think we saw enough of it that it got pretty freaky there. In my opinion, it was just horrible. Well, I hope they did. I hope they did cut her down. I hope they did. Because, yeah, it wasn't great. I found it very embarrassing. Particularly all the stuff that she said about the allegations that she's made against people. Look, I have a feeling that it's gonna come back to bite her, and Mr. Cracker will be earning every cent again. Well, I wanted to tell you something, didn't I? Hang on. So I might. Yeah. So I'll probably leave it here. We'll leave it there. I think we've seen enough of that. I have an interview on Wednesday for a job in a law firm, which I'm quite excited about. It's going to be as a legal assistant. So that's quite exciting. So that's on Wednesday. I only found out today that they only got asked today if I was available for an interview. So I'm a bit excited about that. So that will allow me to work in the industry, and ironically enough, it's criminal law, also in the criminal side of things. So I'll become a bit of a knowledge on criminal law. I've done the units. I've done units, so for criminal law, so that's pretty exciting. But I've done the criminal law units. I've done I've just hit over halfway. So at this stage, I'm taking a year off. I hope to just be able to get some experience and then go back part-time. It's only a 12-month contract, so at this stage, they may decide to keep me on if it goes well. But other than that, after the 12 months, I'll go back to study. But as I said, I've applied for a whole lot of jobs in the legal industry. I'd love to get in and work at work in the industry now as a student, so I can keep studying. So that would be really good. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me. I mean, we've done nearly 2 hours. It's probably the longest live I've done. But look, for those of you that are on replay, click the replay. Those of you that are on the replay crew or watching later, I want to get your thoughts on it. What do you think about KJ being on John Yates' panel? Has she crossed the line as far as the not talking about Chrisley? The allegations that she's made about Cody and even Todd and everybody that she spoke about. What are your thoughts on that? I'm just very, very interested to know what people's thoughts are. If you have stated that you're not supposed to talk about somebody, now I'm certain that Todd Chrisley said that they couldn't talk about each other. And if that's the case, and if she's spoken about him, then it would look on the surface of it all that she has actually, it could be deemed that she has broken her settlement. But I haven't seen the settlement document. We don't know. She has said, she said twice, I'm not supposed to talk about him. And yet she talked about him. So by her own acknowledgement, she shouldn't be talking about him. So, and she's now put Cody in the same group as Robert Shin and 7M. She's using the same keywords. And for those of you who've been following about my warning, my community strike warning, I did appeal. It got rejected. They removed the video. They won't actually let me edit it because I would have taken the section out that was normally they ask you if there's an issue, they ask you to remove the section. They didn't actually allow me to remove the section, and I can't grab it from my YouTube. So that's not available. So anyway, it's there till April. I think I did the training. I've done all the training. I know what I can and can't do. But yeah, I just found that Katie Joy going on John Yates' panel was just a really bizarre thing to do. Really odd. But they were talking about sister wives, and she is the expert on sister wives. And if you can hear some strange noises, the baseball's on, and it's just around the corner. And when they have baseball here, they have a firework display. And so we were told that there'll be fireworks. We got something in our letterbox to say, please make sure that your animals are safe. There will be fireworks. So there's fireworks. So anyway, it was bizarre. I started to screen record it, bits of it, and I thought, you know what, we're going to just come live and watch it. And then, interestingly, it got taken down, which again is they're probably very much aware that I'm talking about it. That's fine. I'm just asking questions. I'm doing exactly what Katie Joy's doing. But I'm also going to say to you that don't take my word for it. Do your own research and find out these things for yourself. And that's all I can say. But I'm a bit concerned when she said I shouldn't be talking about them. And she said I shouldn't be talking about him. And she said it twice. That's an admission that she knows what she's doing. She shouldn't be doing. And she's going to do it anyway. Which is what people who think they are above the law do. They do it anyway because they think that they will get away with it. I could call her a narcissist. I could call her a narcissist. But yeah, she was acting like a celebrity. She was lapping up the fact that they were asking her questions and she knew all the answers. I think she said it at least 5 times. Correct, short order cook. Yeah, she knew what she was doing was wrong, but she did it anyway. That's a blatant disregard of the law, to be honest. So, yeah, that's a blatant disregard. And it's also very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. To all, very disrespectful. Whether you like somebody or not, you've got to remember that they are human. They are human beings. One of the things that I'm learning through law, even if people do something and they are the scum of the earth, at the end of the day, they are still a person. And sometimes, and we're finding out particularly with children, it's becoming very evident, and this is going to get worse, but there is often some trauma for a lot of the young. There seems to be a group of young people at the moment that it's the only way that they can get attention. But there are people that are so traumatized that some of this action is being lashed out. That's why they're putting lots of psychologists and into prisons to try and stem this pattern, because we don't want them to go again. We don't want to see them back in prison again. That's why particularly I know that our government, state government, emphasising they're trying to put psychologists in all the schools. They're trying to get there before it all happens. But often where there is a behaviour, there's something behind it, whether we like it or not. And that's what we're finding. If you look at lots of the big stories where people have done some heinous crimes, often there's something that's gone on in the background. Does it excuse it? No. But you understand what's happened. And not everybody, and this is the other thing, is that not everybody can experience the same. Everyone could experience the same thing and all handle it differently. And you see that in the Duggars as well. They all had the same childhood, but they've all handled that differently. You could say it with the Brown children. They all handle it differently. So it's the it's just the way it is. I sometimes think that my generation, possibly, I often look at my generation, think how lucky I was because I didn't have social media. And that's, imagine if there was social media when I was growing up. We could, and also we could stay out until it got dark and then come home for dinner. You can't do that now. So, life was a little bit simpler, but we had different traumas. I mean, most of us of my generation, we talk about the strap or the ruler or the wooden spoon. And some people have dealt with that a certain way and dealt with it other ways. So, you know, most people experience trauma in their life, but that doesn't mean that you are a bad person, and it doesn't excuse what happens, but there are reasons. The other cause of a lot of the issues in prisons and a lot of the heinous stuff is mental illness, undiagnosed mental illness or misdiagnosed mental illness. That there seems to be trauma, and mental illness seems to be the two main causes. Well, and then there are people that are just plain monsters. But no, that's few and far between. And my heart breaks when I see kids in jail, because often it's just a cry for help from their part. They want something that they can't get. So anyway, so I got onto that tangent. But so I'll be dealing with I'm so glad to have had a life without the internet and the web. I know. Could you imagine? Oh, the stuff we got up to. And the stuff that no one knows about that we got up to. Oh, dear. Oh. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't. There's also members. You know, you can become a member and support the channel that way. I've got a couple more videos to upload. I've got a plan with me to upload Fernandra. You'll be very happy. I did that today. That will be up ready for tomorrow. They'll probably upload overnight. So there are some stuff. I'll keep the little shorts coming. Sometimes it's easy for me to film shorts because I grab my phone but yes, look, I might do some filming when I'm in the city. I've got to go into the city. I've got to go into the legal centre of Melbourne, where all the lawyers are. So I might film or walk along there and show you all the sites. I think I've got to pass the courthouses and everything, so I might show you the courthouses. I'll either do that before or after my interview. But yes, I'm going to. There's a section in the city where it's all legal, all the legal stuff. So, you know, they're just all the lawyer offices are there, and there's the courts and everything. So I might take you for a train ride, and I have to go under. I've got to go in what's called the Loop of Melbourne, and it's just an underground. It's just called the Loop, and it's an underground system. So I might film that as well and show you that. But that would be it would be interesting. I haven't done it for a while to have a look. I mean, it's so changing because we've got the whole new metro tunnel happening as well, which is like 6 underground stations as well, which is going to increase the loop. And so it's going to make the city even more accessible by train. So, for example, we have a Parliament station, which ironically you get off and you ride at Parliament House. And Melbourne Central, you get off and it's in a Melbourne Central shopping centre. It's Melbourne Central Flag. And Flagstaff is near the courts. So they have those 3 stations that take you to parts of the city. But the new metro tunnel is supposed to be really, really good when it's done. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and it is a huge underground system. It's costing millions of dollars. It's taken about 3 or 4 years to build, but it is going to it's going to make the city a lot more accessible for everybody. And they're really wanting to get people to go into the city a lot more. Plus we've got the tram network. But yeah, I think I get off at, I'm either going to get off at Flagstaff and walk back, or I've got to get off at Melbourne Central and walk. But anyway, we'll work it out. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you again next time. Bye for now.